Yeah, look at that, it's working. Damn. Alright, we have Valithor versus FraserHill2k15, and they are... Yikes, that is a quick start. They both started right next to each other, and they just started fighting. Fraser started with double refinery, double factory, double barracks. Valithor double, triple factory, and a fourth one on the way. Is my mic low? Yeah, I did change some mic in settings before today, so it might not be too good. I will check the VOD later and do some things. And also, welcome to the stream, Champion. Alright, it was a very quick start this. 2 barracks from Fraser as well now. And... Is that a... yeah, well, there was a power plant. Not a power plant. Refinery. Still having a trouble to say some of the... remember some of the names. Right, good big push from Fraser here, but he's gonna face 3 tanks. He might get the refinery here. He's going all in here. Let me know if the mic is better now. I upped it just a little bit. Looks like Fraser has been stopped here right before the refinery. There's a lot of artists here, but there's also a lot of tanks, and the tanks can take quite a heavy punishment. And Fraser is sending a lot of units down here south. Yeah, he has the number advantage down here, so he will reclaim this area. So far, it seems. More tanks are being added to the fray. And apparently Valithor got some sneaky tanks here on the mountains. And it looks like it's basically a stalemate here in the middle right now. Both of them are holding on a little bit. As Fraser is chasing these 3 tanks here. To make sure they are not up to something sneaky. It looks like Fraser is looking to get some units up here to stop this sneaky boy from capturing too many more areas. Let's look at the map here. Fraser has the opportunity to go around here to expand, and Valithor has this big area. It even loops around up here. This is just one big land map. Now they are pushing in, and Valithor has the tanks coming to take the damage, but there is more units from Fraser here that's gonna keep him alive here. The tanks go down, and 2 more tanks is up in the on the fray here. Looks like this fourth one is not actually... It is producing, it's just he didn't see it. Oh... Yes, that is how you build a tank, if you didn't know. Correct way. It looks like they're going back and forth here. The tanks are basically meat shields here, doing a lot of damage and can take a ton of punishment. Meanwhile, the artists are just going ham on the other units. And Valithor now 2 tanks has cleaned up this bottom path here to make sure he has some area. And this sneaky tank actually survived, and he is capping this top path, or this top place here. Looks like it's taking a very long time for this guy to cap this area. Yeah, Fraser is not able to get tanks out because he does not have any energy production. This is all that keeps Valithor on the tank, with the tanks. He has a single tank here defending as well. No, 5 tanks are roaming around looking for potential prey and scouting to see if Fraser has scouted and expanded back here. The big line in the middle here. They're just going back and forth a lot. And Valithor has now a defensive line here. Entrenching and getting the bonus. Bonus range and defense. That tank finally clears out. This guy is now... Ooh, he is running. Whoa, but Valithor is adding a barracks over here right now. Fraser is... He is seeing that, yeah. He's like, no sneaky barracks over here. We don't do that. These tanks are just... They are going ham to scout, I guess. Maybe there's some sneaky capturing back here. They are much faster than infantry, so they might be able to capture here before he can... before Fraser can stop it. Now Fraser is looking to go around here. There are some commandos on the field now. There are so many units here that the commandos are gonna be spotted. And the Valithor is now responding with the tanks and artists, breaking the defensive formation. And my cat is destroying my door on the outside. He will have to wait. And these tanks are very nice meat shields. There are so many orders here and no real backup for the tanks to be able to push. But slowly he is getting the orders pushing forward, and Fraser is losing some units here. This protective tank over here has been sent up to protect this flank. This unit has still not been spotted and killed. There he goes. This tank is just holding this line. Sam's now being added for Valithor. He is expecting some errors soon. Here we go. Valithor now has a barracks on the mountain here. Same for Fraser. He's adding some Sams here, so both of them are expecting some planes to appear in a moment now. And Valithor has completely forgotten about this back area. Well, he hasn't. He has done a ton of lines to be able to capture everything. But it's very slow because it's only one soldier basically in every section. Valithor has added a massive defensive trench line here. If he can get enough artists to cover this, it's gonna be very hard to push forward. And there are several tanks now coming up. And Fraser, he's going back and forth, and here comes the tanks going sneaky about over here. So Fraser has to send his units back to protect against this tank rush. Actually, Fraser is adding some tanks of his own now. But he does not have any energy production. So when this surplus is over, he does not have any more. This tank is not going to be able to defeat 2 tanks on a mountain. And here comes the airfield. Actually, an airfield has already been added for Valithor here. It's in the mountain, so you can barely see it. But both of them has some SAMs already, so they are prepared. Fraser is being forced to deal with all these tanks over here. They're not causing too much of a problem. But Valithor has spotted this airfield over here now. 6 tanks is on the move. Trying to get rid of these guys. There's actually way more soldiers here than I thought it was. But they're still gonna be able to take care of it pretty easily. Does not have too much more energy though, so... And he might want to get focus. Yeah, he is focusing the airfield here. There is a hole here in the defensive line of Valithor. So Fraser might be able to push past here. He might have to break the entrenchment on these artists and send them up to help. Helicopters is the choice of air units for Valithor so far. There's no SAMs in this blob here actually, so I wonder if Fraser's SAM has been taken out. And this striker is not gonna be able to land anywhere, so it's dead. There we goes. Pop goes the striker. Now Fraser is doing a massive push here in the middle. And Valithor is just not prepared. He has tanks on the side here, but they're being kept at bay by the soldiers. But here comes the helicopters. There's no SAMs on the field, but they're not the strongest thing to deal with this. And Fraser is also flanking here on the north side. And it looks pretty bad for Valithor right now. Fraser did lose 2 barracks and a lot of soldiers here though. And he might lose a lot more if it's not dealing with all these tanks. These tanks are very strong and can push quite quickly. Valithor is responding with a lot of artists here and some artists on the mountain, so this is gonna be hard to push. And he has tanks as well. And I think Fraser actually... I'm pretty sure Fraser was the one who gave up here. He noticed that he's getting surrounded here. He can't push up the hill or the mountain. And he's getting flanked by some more artists. And there are 4 tanks. Or 3 tanks and a commando pressuring his only military production. And Valithor has basically the rest of the map. 2 barracks, another refinery over here. Another barracks being added here, and he has, you know, started to expand back here. So Fraser got a bit cornered here, not being able to expand down here and back.